everybody. I'm Jody Espina. I'm president of Jody Jazz, Chedeville, and Rousseau Music Products. And we're here today for Rousseau Music Products. This is Kyle Mechmet. Kyle is an adjunct professor at Florida Atlantic University. And you've been playing Rousseau for a long time.
Yeah, 5, 6, 7 years, something like that.
All right. We are talking today about the classic RC Alto saxophone mouthpiece. And this is a hard rubber mouthpiece made 100% in the United States. What's different about Rousseau mouthpieces under Jody Jazz ownership is that we are taking the mouthpieces, these are molded mouthpieces, and we are then taking them, they're finished, we are taking them in our factory and hand working every single piece and play testing, gauging. We're trying to bring our Jody Jazz quality control to these great mouthpieces. Kyle, you know, what I love about Rousseau mouthpieces is the sound that they give you. And this is the RC. Tell us why this one is your mouthpiece.
The RC is my mouthpiece because for the repertoire that I play not only, you know, standard and modern saxophone repertoire, but I play a lot as a soloist with band. So I find that the wide range of dynamics that I can reach is great with this mouthpiece. And then I also have control in the whole range of the horn. And I play a lot of altissimo, and this mouthpiece does very well for me in that aspect.
All right. So the RC has a dark sound, a little darker than the NC, let's say. Great kind of control, centered tone,
yeah,
warm feeling. I always tell people, if you can, you know, try all the models.
Of course.
And whenever possible, try everything you can. So what about, that was kind of a nice piece. It had a lot of notes in it,
yeah.
Spaghetti I call it. But how about something pretty?
Sure, sure.
Kyle, it's so beautiful. Syrinx, originally a flute piece.
Yes.
I love that on saxophone too.
Yeah, it works really well for saxophone. It's really great writing too.
Yeah. So that's the RC model. You know, what's beautiful about Rousseau mouthpieces is what I call the Rousseau dip. Now, Eugene Rousseau studied with Marcel Mule, and in 1961, Marcel Mule gave him a mouthpiece. A lot of people don't know this. He gave him a mouthpiece that he had, and while Dr. Rousseau was a professor at Indiana University, he wanted a mouthpiece for his students and himself, but he couldn't find anything on the market. And so that's when he started working at his own mouthpiece. And what they have, all the models have something in common, is this, what I call the Rousseau dip. So there's a tip rail, there's a baffle, and then it goes down. And it's so the baffle lets you have like a platform to get your sound out. That gives you a projection. But that dip warms it up. And the differences in the models, there's slightly different sidewalls, little different facing curves, different facings. And so that's where one person might like a model over another. It's those differences with your horn, your own morphology, which is your shape inside your mouth. So,
and also the reed, people prefer different cuts of reed.
That's right. And my feeling on that, don't get me started, but it's every mouthpiece, you know, for you even, takes its own reed. So when trying new mouthpieces, please have a bunch of reeds and don't, you know, demand that your reed fits the mouthpiece, because you might be passing up a great mouthpiece just because you want to stick to a certain reed. But if you optimize each mouthpiece with a reed, it's a 1-2 punch. You can't do one without the other. So the reed, it can change your sound quite a bit. Super important. I'm glad you mentioned that. So this is Jody Espina, Kyle Mechmet for the classic RC Alto saxophone mouthpiece.